Welcome back, beautiful people. We're jumping right in with the detailed wash and go. Pre-poo is the first step of my detailed wash and go. This is a very important step because many of us suffer from shrinkage. Pre-pooing not only helps us detangle our hair, but also helps elongate those curls by pulling them away from your heads instead of toward it. That way, when you shampoo, you're not causing more knots on already tangled, shrunken hair. Many may ask, when should I pre-poo? My answer is, whenever your hair is tangled or dry. The reason either of those answers work is because your hair is often tangled when it's dry, and more likely you're about to shampoo your hair anyway, which can be drying or tangle it even more. Therefore, there's no harm in pre-pooing. If you're trying to figure out what pre-poo to use, I would suggest something cheap, something with silicones in it. I know. However, the silicones can help provide your hair with enough slip that can help detangle your hair. It produces enough moisture that it keeps your hair from drying out while shampooing. If you're really concerned, just use an ACV wash regularly to wash the silicones out your hair. My favorite ACV wash is to use the Indian clay mask with ACV on my hair. I'll link it below. When you're shampooing, you want to lightly detangle as you did in the previous step. Massaging this product thoroughly throughout your strands will help not only detangle your hair further, but also get every strand coated with the product. Shampooing is super important because you want to get your scalp clean, but it's also important because this kind of sets the stage for how you want your hair to behave for the following steps. And as you see, the more I detangle, the more my curls try to clump. Now it's time to deep condition. Many of you prefer to condition at this stage, which is completely your preference. Just remember, keep your hair sections. I see a lot of people take out their sections after they shampoo. But you have to remember, the more detangled your hair is, the better your curls will be. Keeping your sections keeps your hair from shrinking back on itself, as well as keeping your hair detangled. I would also like to reiterate that you want to use the raking method as you're adding these products. Using the raking method allows you to finger through your hair, feeling through where the knots are, and allowing you to gently detangle. If you use a tool during this method, you may risk disrupting any curls that are trying to form. That being said, if your hair is still way too tangled for you to run your fingers through it, a tool is what's necessary. Now, I know a lot of people do not like using tools, but it definitely saves on time, especially when you're trying to do a wash and go. Feel free to keep in your conditioner for as long as you deem necessary. By the time you wash your conditioner out, your hair should be already trying to curl. If that is the case, do not detangle your curls with a tool. Continue to lightly rake, but do not disrupt the curls that have already formed. The only reason why you should be disrupting these curls are if you feel that if at the roots, they still have knots. For a lot of 4C wash and go attempts, or even just the regular wash routine, I notice people will detangle in one step. Constantly detangling gets rid of the unruly factor and the frizz, and helps you make sure your product is on every single strand of hair. So you see I'm using the Mielle leave-in conditioner. This stuff is absolutely amazing. And I love the fact that it sprays because then I don't have to necessarily massage it into my hair, possibly disrupting my curls. As you can see, I am quickly applying this product as I have low porosity hair. The longer my hair is out of the warm water, the more closed my cuticles will be. So I quickly add this product, that way when I add my gel in my next step, it's already absorbed. Alright, so now it's time to apply your gel, or whatever holding cream you may be using. In this stage, I cannot emphasize enough, as I have this entire video, that you must detangle your hair as you're applying the product. As you see, I'm just trying out the product to see how it lays on my hair. From what I can tell, this gonna need to be massaged in. Also, I'm noticing there's not much slip with this product, so I'm realizing I'm not gonna try and play my life, and I'm gonna section out my hair. Sectioning your hair even further helps keep you from getting frustrated, but it also helps you add the product to your hair as you're dealing with less hair. If you find it difficult to smooth the product through your hair, feel free to add some water to help give the product a little bit more slip. Raking the product through your hair is the best method that I have found when it comes to adding the product without disrupting your curls. Using the shingling method is also great, so is finger coiling, but ain't nobody got time for all that. But the praying hands method doesn't really work for my hair as it's clearly too short for that. So the raking method is what I go with. If you use a tool during this method, it may disrupt your curls. Use your hands to rake through your hair and encourage those curls to clump by squeezing your hair in between your fingers as you're raking through. If this is your first time ever trying to do a wash and go, especially on 4C hair, finger coiling or shingling may be better for you as it will give you more exact results. Please remember to be patient. If you don't see results right away, you can add more product because adding some water does dilute the product, so maybe the product needs to be a little bit more concentrated in your hair. Or it might need the heat from your hands to massage it in a little bit more. All of these things are contributing factors as to whether it works in your hair or not, so just be patient. Try different things, try different methods. So you're about to see me shake the hell out of my hair, and it's not because I'm going crazy, it's because for some reason, shaking my hair separates my curl like no other method. It is a technique that I found on YouTube years ago, and honestly, there's no going back. When you shake your hair, it really does separate your curls. As you see here, I'm going to follow the same method that I used in the last section, putting it into different sections and raking the product through my hair. I know it's so tempting to get lazy and to just slap the product in there without really caring how you do it, but I promise you, detangling and raking your hair as you go, putting it in sections, and even as you see, that section was kinky and I had to detangle even more. Because I use the tool, the hair in the front is much more puffy. And so now I'm going to have to do a lot more raking in that section just to get it back to where it's supposed to be. I'm going to add some water to it because I need some help adding the product to the section. Y'all, I done got lazy and I just moved on. That's enough definition for me. But some of you guys like really defined hair, and so I would say the more you rake, the more defined your curls will be. I use gels because I realize creams don't have the hold that I need to combat the frizz in my 4C hair, but also because gels are a lot heavier and they help with shrinkage. I'm spending a lot more time on the sides of my hair than I did on the top. On the top of my hair I have more 4B hair, whereas on the sides I have more 4C hair. So as you see, the more I'm raking, the more the hair is starting to clump. But I'm also detangling as I'm going because the 4C hair tends to shrivel up on itself a little bit more. As you can see, it's not really that defined right now, but once I add a little bit of water and do the shake method, you can see the curls really start to pop. This might sound really weird, but I have less hair on the back of my head than I do at the top and the sides of my head. So my detangling looks a little different. Plus it's a really awkward angle, so that's why you see me doing it like that. This is where you see I am really going to town with the shake method. The more I shake, the more detangle it will get. In the front of my hair, there's still pretty big clumps, which means they need to be separated a little further after it dries. This is the result after I've shaken my head for what seems like forever. I'm going to show you some of the curls that have separated themselves and how tiny they actually are. They're so cute and adorable. They're about the size of this little cheap Walmart scrunchie. I know we all have some. It's really about the circumference of the scrunchie. You can tell this scrunchie like blocks the view of the curl, which kind of shows you just how small these curls are. It's crazy, but I love my little coils. I really love these coils. Now in the front of my hair, you're going to see them be a little bit looser, but that's because, again, it's the 4B hair, and also kind of a result of me maybe box bleaching my hair, but that's another video for another time. If you guys notice, I did this whole process in the shower. If you have low porosity hair, where and how warm it is might determine how well your hair curls as well. This is after I've dried my hair for about an hour. Y'all, I could use a hooded dryer in my life. But anyway, I absolutely do not touch my hair until after the curls have dried. My roots are still a little wet, and so you'll see me kind of pick and choose which curls need to be separated. In this stage, if you use a dryer or the drying method instead of air drying, it actually keeps your curls much more elongated, as you can see. The curls that are not dry you can tell are more shriveled up and shrunken. But yeah, this is pretty much what it looks like. My hair is about 80% dry at this point, and so I do separate the curls a little bit more once it's dried, but this is pretty much the final look. I hope you guys enjoy, and if you have any questions, leave them down in the comment section. See you guys next time.